What to do when things started to work for you? I guess some of us are still busy with trying to manifest the things we want to manifest. And we think that we'll always stay there. But actually, there are stages to our final outcome. And one crucial step is staying in this void, staying in this in between state where things started to take shape slowly, but not to the extent that we will see our final manifestation, but still we kind of feel the shift, we kind of feel the change. And this is the first step, that is the initial steps that we need to take certain actions, and we need to change certain things and adjust certain behaviors and patterns and feelings inside us in order to hold that state and then continue and maintain that state and continue manifesting the next and the next and the next. So this is the state where we see the buds, actually, like we see we got the first signals and the synchronicities, we feel the feelings. I mean, we see people are approaching us, and whatever it might be, you got your first client and things like that. But you have this feeling that what you've been praying for is slowly taking shape. And this is the moment that a lot of things creep in, actually. The fear, the old, because old is so close still, because we're just one or a couple of steps ahead from broke to like having our first client, or like not seeing any evidences or whatever it might be that we're trying to manifest, and then seeing the first results. We're still feeling that in terms of the feeling, because this distance is never the distance itself, it's the feelings. We're feeling far from our end result, not because we're literally far from it, but it's the feeling. And because we're still feeling that, and we're a little bit further from the end result, the magnetism of the past is still strong. So in that state, in this initial states, we still tend to fall back to the old. And it is so important not to self-sabotage ourselves by expecting that the past will repeat itself, but not something new. This is a state where we definitely need to, with dedication, day by day, walk ourselves towards the destination that we want to go. There is no magic key here, actually, as there is no magic in life in general. So, this is the place that moment by moment, consciousness by consciousness, thought by thought, that we need to keep driving ourselves and keep expecting that better things will follow up, that we don't have to feel the gloomy state. We don't have to see the doors shutting down after we getting excited by one thing or something that's happening to us, because this is how it used to happen in the past, right? We had this good news, and then we kind of go like, oh, it's it, that's it, because we're so desperate looking for feeling good. When we got the first initial things that are good happening to us, we want to lower our guards. We just want to, you know, stop doing anything. We just stop, like, we just let go, and almost like feeling that, okay, I've survived, so I don't have to go through this, hell again. So we drop everything. And that's usually the time the past keeps repeating itself, because we kind of go back to our comfort zone again. So this is this place and this state that we need to slowly drive ourselves day by day and moment by moment towards where we want to go. What not to do during this in between stage is to give up on our routines and on our the day that we created around our new habits, the habits that we've created in our new life. We've been working hard toward certain outcomes, and those manifestations require us to be someone new. And that someone new has new habits, new maybe techniques, new self-talk, and new routines and new actions that they do every day. So this is something hard, changing is hard, creating new habits is hard. So that is why when we see the first evidence of our hard work and our efforts, the tendency is to go back, is to fall back to our old state, to our, default. Like if we work hard and like stop looking at our phone and straight go to the work, doing things in whatever it is, or like not drinking coffee and instead going to gym. And when we see the first initial changes, like we lost weight, we see like, you know, our followers rate is increasing and stuff, something about our past might be calling us back and saying that, okay, you've done enough. You can just let go. But then then the old habits we may feel closer to, we may tempted to repeat. And we can always go back to our new habits, but the problem here is that this repetition of the old brings the old identity back as well. So the old self-talk, so the doubt and all also coming back. And that identity expects failure. That identity expects like feeling happy, hopeful, and then just to shut down again, or just to say that, you see, I know that it cannot happen to me. I know that it can happen to everyone else, but I know it's not gonna last for me. So in order not to give this self-talk an airtime, we need to deliberately relax, let go of this old, and then do what needs to be done and keep going, and then keep taking actions, the same actions, the similar actions, the similar mindset, the similar feelings that has brought us the first initial, the changes and the things that, yeah, the changes that brings us excitement. We just have to keep going. We just have to move forward despite the fear. We just gotta move on, because the version of us who's maintaining that lifestyle, who's maintaining this type of identity, would not entertain the doubt or the worry, or like, yes, of course there will always be doubt, there will always be worry, but that this old fear, that this old typical self-doubt, which one is old, which one is new, which one's expansion, which one will bring you expansion, or which one will take you back to the past. You will know it. So we really need to be careful, because these talks are the ones that the new identity that we want to embody will not have. But they will be dealing with the new fear, they will be dealing with the new type of worry that will bring them expansion, but not the old one. So we need to differentiate those two. And the new version of us, the version of us who's already living the dream, would not be thinking of them, would be thinking of how I can maintain that state, or how I can enjoy more of what I have right now, or how I can respond in this situation if I were new, even though the situation is the old. Because that Bashar talks about this echo effect. The change doesn't happen when the outside changes, but change happens when you start responding in a new way, and then the reality will sort of agrees that you have changed as well, and then it will change. So the change happens internally first, even though the outside circumstances, the echo is the old, that echoing the old. And the more you echo back the new and the new, so the outside and the echo needs to change as well. So our new version will be replying to those texts in a new way, will be responding to failure in a new way, will be responding to, I don't know, like naysayers in a different way. And even when they have like a bad day, their response will be different than the past version of ourselves. So this maintaining and making ourselves slowly believe in the continuation of the good things, believing that things can develop a good thing after another, after another. It doesn't have to be like, oh, good thing, it just happened, and then, oh, again, I know that it's not gonna last. It doesn't have to go that way. It can go incrementally up higher and higher every day. So this is like warming yourself up for expecting good things to happen. And I want to give you a great example about this from this wonderful book from Nathaniel Branden, The Six Pillars of Self-Esteem. And in this book, it talks about a concept that's called happiness anxiety. And I love this thing. I mean, since the day that I introduced to this concept, it's one of my favorites, and I use it often in when I see fit. And it talks about it says that happiness anxiety is something very common. Happiness can activate internal voices saying, I don't deserve this, or it will never last, or I'm riding for a fall, and things like that. And we believe that happiness is only an illusion, or nobody else is happy, so why should I be? It's like he says that we have the courage to tolerate happiness without self-sabotage. Tolerating happiness. What is required for many of us, paradoxical though it may sound, is the courage to tolerate happiness without self-sabotage. We don't see, but this echoic effect that I just talked about is actually the fork that we either go to self-sabotage or go to the new road, actually the road that has brought us to this point where we see the first evidences of the good things happening to us. And in that fork, either we will go and played or fooled by the echo and refuse to respond in a new way, or we go to the other direction and expand our capacity to hold the happiness, or the tolerating that good things can happen to me as well. I had a good day a week before. I had a good, you know, experience here yesterday. I can have something else following. I don't have to go deep again and then go all these doom and gloom scenarios, but I can slowly and slowly expand my capacity to, make it normal for me to experience good things after another, after another, and after another. And that doesn't mean that we will expect um sunshine and rainbows every day, but knowing that I can point the echo effect where it is the case in my life, and I can choose something else. I can choose the path that my future self would do, and slowly choose to walk in that path by, advising myself that, okay, I have a high tolerance for happiness. I'm not gonna self-sabotage myself. The situation might be the same, the frustration might be the same or similar, but I know that it is the echoic effect, and it is the final cut that I will give this situation and give this situation my best to detach myself from responding to it in the old way, and I will welcome the new this time. So just to quickly wrap up, we said we need to be careful with the self-sabotage. We said we need to stay present while the good things are happening, and stay present with what our future self would do in this moment without falling back to the old patterns when we are having a bad day, when we are experiencing an old situation, or like an echo effect coming our life, just to see whether we will choose to respond in a different way, or we will choose to self-sabotage again and then fall back. And then the thirdly, um, we will expand our capacity to tolerate happiness without sabotaging it, and expecting good things to happen to us by taking things slowly, day by day, moment by moment, bit by bit, um, one experience after the other, slowly and slowly. There's one more thing I would like to mention here. Because we get to see the end result and really feel into it, and most of the time get really excited to get there, we sometimes feel a bit frustrated about where we are, and we want to see the end and get to the end as quickly as possible, and try to bypass the lessons and the road that we need to travel to get there. And the journey is in the road as well. And the version of us, the version that we will experience and we would like to experience when we get to the end point, is actually comes and happens through the journey that we will take toward that destination. So the journey is so crucial, and the more we feel frustrated and the more we feel kind of like bypass that journey and get to the end result, will act is actually what really keeps us away from the end result. And we really need to be aware and of this tendency to skip things and get to the end of it, and without going through the hardships, we want to enjoy the results too soon, too quick. And we really need to be really careful with this tendency. And one final thing is that not giving up on the routines, on the life that we have created for ourselves before we experience the first manifestations, and sticking to these habits, the new routines and all, and not letting go all of them immediately when we see the first evidences of it, and then lazing around again. Well, I hope this one helped you in some way, because when I recognize that there is no magic to maintain good things continue coming to our lives, but the only thing and the only action that we can take, and only truth to keep maintaining these states, and then keep allowing the good things and the manifestations after manifestations coming to our life, is to keep moving forward consciously, day by day, moment by moment, taking every experience, every opportunity, every setback, every frustration from a new awareness, from a new awareness point of view, and then acting in that way, opening ourselves to the new life where things can go well for us, that past doesn't have to repeat itself. Well, I hope this video helped you in some way, and you liked it and you enjoyed it. You had a good time while listening, and also learning things while you're enjoying yourself. Hope to see you in another one. Please take care.